Hey everyone! Today we're diving into the world of bridesmaids. You know, those magical creatures expected to survive a whirlwind of glitter, tulle, and emotional breakdowns? Just kidding. Kinda. Whether you're a first-time bridesmaid or you're basically a professional, at this point we're gonna break down the duties, the drama, and everything in between. So grab your wine because things are about to get real. Okay, first things first, you're going to be knee-deep in wedding planning. We're talking spreadsheets, Pinterest boards, the whole shebang. But don't panic, because you're not alone in this crazy journey. The bride might ask for your opinion on everything from venues that look like castles to napkins that match her aura. And listen, be honest, if a venue screams divorce court, you gotta tell her. Just maybe phrase it nicely, like, it has a rustic charm, you get the idea. Remember those DIY centerpieces you pinned at 2 a.m.? Yeah, those might come back to haunt you. But hey, crafting with your besties and a bottle of wine, that's what memories are made of, right? Just make sure you're actually using glitter glue and not super glue. Trust me on that one. And don't even get me started on vendor meetings. You'll be tasting cake until you want to puke, interviewing photographers who promise to capture the bride's inner goddess, and trying not to lose your mind. But through it all, remember, you're there to support your girl. So put on your happy face, chug some coffee, and get ready for the ride. Because wedding planning can be stressful, but it's also an adventure best experienced with your best friends by your side. Alright, let's talk about bridesmaid dresses. The bride probably has a Pinterest board dedicated to them, and let's be real, some of those dresses are straight up questionable. But it's your job to suck it up and pretend to love whatever she picks, even if it makes you look like a giant cupcake. Get ready for awkward poses, weird lighting in the dressing room, and that one sales lady who's a little too enthusiastic. You'll probably try on a million dresses, and by the end of it, you won't be able to tell the difference between a mermaid silhouette and an A-line. But hey, at least there's champagne, right? And speaking of champagne, it's totally acceptable to have a few glasses during the dress fitting. Because let's be real, squeezing into a dress that's 2 sizes too small is a lot easier when you're a little bit tipsy. Just try not to spill it on the sample gowns, okay? The important thing is that the bride feels beautiful on her wedding day, even if it means you have to suffer through wearing a dress that makes you look like a walking disco ball. But hey, at least you'll get some great photos to laugh at later, right? Alright, let's talk about the bachelorette party. This is your chance to let loose, have some fun, and send the bride off into married life with a bang, or at least a mild hangover. First things first, you gotta pick a destination. Vegas is always a classic, but don't be afraid to get creative. Maybe a wine tasting weekend in Napa, a spa retreat in Sedona, a goat yoga class in your friend's backyard. The possibilities are endless. Once you've got a location locked down, it's time to start planning the activities. And this is where things can get really interesting. We're talking penis straws, naughty games, and enough embarrassing stories to last a lifetime. Just remember what happens at the bachelorette party stays at the bachelorette party. But seriously, the most important thing is to make sure the bride has an amazing time. So whether you're hitting up the club, lounging by the pool, or just having a chill night in with pizza and movies, make sure it's something she'll never forget. And don't forget the decorations. We're talking balloons, streamers, and enough glitter to make a drag queen jealous. Just remember, the goal is to have fun and celebrate the bride-to-be. Okay, so the bridal shower is basically the bachelorette party's more sophisticated cousin. Think teacups, finger sandwiches, and passive-aggressive comments from distant relatives. But don't worry, it doesn't have to be a total snooze fest. With a little creativity, you can throw a bridal shower that's both classy and fun. First, you gotta pick a theme, something that reflects the bride's personality and interests. Is she a foodie? Go with a cooking class or a gourmet food tasting. Is she a fashionista? Plan a DIY fashion show or a vintage clothing swap? Is she a total nerd? Have a Harry Potter marathon or a board game tournament? The possibilities are endless. Once you've got a theme, it's time to start planning the activities. And no, I'm not talking about those cheesy bridal shower games that everyone secretly hates. Instead, opt for something a little more interactive and fun. Maybe a photo booth with props, a DIY flower crown station, or a guest book where everyone can write their best marriage advice. Let's be real, wedding planning can be stressful AF, like melt down in a pile of tulle stressful. And that's where you, my friend, come in. As a bridesmaid, you're not just there to help plan the party, you're there to be the bride's rock, her shoulder to cry on, her personal therapist who only charges in wine. So when the bride starts to freak out about seating charts or the caterer cancels last minute, it's your job to be her voice of reason, or at least the friend who brings the emergency tequila. Listen to her vent, offer words of encouragement, and remind her that everything will be okay, even if it doesn't feel like it at the moment. Because let's be honest, sometimes all a bride needs is a good vent session and a hug. So be there for her. Listen to her fears, validate her feelings, and remind her that she's not alone in this. And if all else fails, just break out the chocolate and wine. Those always seem to help. Okay, let's talk DIY projects. Because what's a wedding without a little bit of handmade love? Or at least the appearance of handmade love. Now, I'm not saying you have to be Martha Stewart to be a good bridesmaid, but it definitely helps to have a few crafting skills under your belt. Or at least a Pinterest account and a willingness to learn. From centerpieces to favors to decorations, there are endless opportunities to add a personal touch to the wedding. And trust me, the bride will appreciate your efforts. Even if the end result looks like a 5-year-old made it. Hey, at least you tried, right? But before you break out the glue gun and glitter, a word of caution: DIY projects can be deceivingly time-consuming and stressful. So make sure you choose projects that are actually doable within your skill level and time constraints. All right, let's talk pre-wedding events. Because it's not just the big day itself, it's the engagement party, the rehearsal dinner, the bachelorette party, the bridal shower, basically a whole lot of parties leading up to the main event. And guess what? You're expected to be at all of them. So put on your party dress, practice your small talk, and get ready to mingle with a bunch of people you've probably never met before. And remember, it's your job to make sure the bride is having a good time. So keep her glass full, introduce her to people, and be her wingman or wingwoman on the dance floor. But most importantly, have fun. These pre-wedding events are a great opportunity to celebrate with the happy couple and get to know the other people who are important in their lives. All right, the big day is finally here. All those months of planning, stressing, and DIYing have led to this moment. And your job as a bridesmaid is to make sure everything goes off without a hitch, or at least to handle any disasters with grace and a smile. You'll be the bride's personal assistant, confidant, and emergency contact all rolled into one. You'll be helping her get dressed, calming her nerves, and making sure she gets down the aisle without tripping over her own train. You'll be holding her bouquet, fixing her hair, and making sure she doesn't have lipstick on her teeth. You'll be her rock, her cheerleader, her partner in crime. But most importantly, you'll be her friend. The one who's been there through it all. The one who knows her better than anyone. Okay, let's talk about the bridesmaid speech. The moment when all eyes are on you, and you have to sum up your entire friendship with the bride in a few short minutes. No pressure, right? But don't worry, I'm here to help you craft a speech that's both heartfelt and hilarious. Or at least not a complete disaster. First things first, relax. It's not a TED Talk, it's a wedding. People are there to celebrate, not judge your public speaking skills. So take a deep breath, channel your inner Oprah, and let the words flow. Start by introducing yourself and your relationship to the bride. Then, share a few funny or heartwarming anecdotes that illustrate your friendship. Maybe a story from childhood, college, or that time you accidentally got matching tattoos in Vegas. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And most importantly, speak from your heart. Okay, the wedding is over, the dress is hung up, and the thank you notes are piling up on your desk. But your job as a bridesmaid isn't quite done yet. You're still on call for any post-wedding duties the bride might need help with. This could include anything from returning rentals to helping her pack for the honeymoon to just being a shoulder to cry on when she realizes that married life isn't always sunshine and roses. But even though the wedding is over, your friendship with the bride is just beginning. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wedding tips and tricks. And to all the bridesmaids out there, you've got this. Just remember to breathe, have fun, and don't forget to pack the emergency tequila.